Hi guys and welcome to Strength Universe. Today's video is a comparison between the 8-time Mr Olympia Ronnie Coleman and the 4-time Mr Olympia runner-up Kevin Levrone. Ronnie and Kevin were both born in 1964 and have a build height of 5 foot 11 inches tall, but Ronnie competed at a body weight of close to 300 pounds while Kevin was some 50 pounds lighter. Ronnie is widely considered to be the strongest bodybuilder of all time, so let's see how he gets on in our first comparison, the seated overhead press. Here Ronnie is pressing 143 kilograms or 315 pounds with a rather limited range of motion, while Kevin is doing a press behind the neck on a counterbalance Smith machine, on which the bar typically weighs around 8 kilograms, hence why the overall weight is 168 kilograms or 370 pounds, as opposed to the 405 pounds that you may have been expecting with 4 plates. When taking into account that Ronnie achieved more repetitions and that Kevin was pressing nearly 20% more weight, combined with Ronnie's limited range of motion, and Kevin appearing to receive some form of assistance from the spotter, and the fact that behind the neck press is a more difficult movement, I felt the fairest result was to call this a draw. Next up is the leg press, and here Ronnie has a combined weight including the sled of 1,043 kilograms or 2,300 pounds. And he is aided by the use of knee wraps. And following Ronnie is Kevin, who's pressing considerably less at 665 kilograms or 1,466 pounds, but he's doing so with only ace knee sleeves, which unlike knee wraps do not provide any assistive advantage. Even when taking into account that Ronnie was using knee wraps and achieved less repetitions, there's no getting past the fact he was using 57% more weight, and this gives him a comfortable victory. The third comparison is the incline dumbbell press, with Ronnie lifting and positioning the 91 kilogram or 200 pound dumbbells himself, compared to Kevin, who receives assistance with both the lift and positioning of his 59 kilogram or 130 pound weights. It is however worth mentioning that Ronnie again exhibits a poor range of motion. Kevin and Ronnie both received assistance from their spotters on the last couple of repetitions, and despite Ronnie's poor range of motion, he still manages 50% more weight for more reps, and thus takes an easy win. The incline dumbbell press is followed by the hat squat, where Ronnie has the machine loaded with 327 kilograms or 720 pounds, compared to Kevin's 286 kilograms or 630 pounds. So initially this looks like a clear win for Ronnie, but there are a couple of points that I believe offset the weight advantage, and the first of these is that Ronnie is using knee wraps, which can provide a significant advantage, and when we then compare the form being used, it is clear that Kevin's range of motion is significantly better. In my opinion, these differences make the hat squat much closer than it first seems, and the fairest result is a draw. The fifth comparison is the bench press, and this is another lift where the result isn't initially as seems. Here both athletes are using an identical weight of 227 kilograms or 500 pounds, and while Ronnie achieves 5 repetitions compared to Kevin's 3, he does receive assistance on the final rep, and there is a very obvious difference in the range of motion. Due to these factors, I've put this one as a draw, although I don't think it will be out of the question to consider it as a win for Kevin. The penultimate exercise is the bent over row, starting with Ronnie, who's pulling 227 kilograms or 500 pounds, and exhibiting a good range of motion and the use of reasonable form, albeit with some leg drive. Kevin perhaps shows a little more control, lifting his 184 kilograms or 405 pounds in a style that's more reminiscent of a Dorian Yates row, but it's not enough as Ronnie comfortably takes another victory by lifting a heavier weight for more repetitions and arguably with more desirable form. That brings us to the final lift of this comparison that sees Ronnie and Kevin using an identical weight of 184 kilograms or 405 pounds on the incline bench press, but that's where the similarities stop, as Kevin shows excellent form and a full range of motion for 6 unaided repetitions, compared to Ronnie, who manages 7 repetitions by himself before Brian Dobson assists with the final 2. Unfortunately, Ronnie demonstrated the same limited range of motion that we've witnessed on other exercises, so despite him achieving more reps, he does so at the expense of perfect form, and thus this one is another draw or potential win for Kevin. That brings me towards the end of the video, but as always it'd be great to hear your opinion, so please leave a comment below letting me know whether you think Kevin should have won any of the lifts I featured in the comparison. A massive thanks goes to MOC Video for allowing me to use their footage. And finally, if you enjoyed this video, please help support my channel by checking out the affiliate and social media links in the description below, hitting like, sharing the video and subscribing. Thank you.